Hi Cobra people and enthusiasts. This is a Jaguar British Positraction Posi-Lock differential, Salisbury differential in a 289 leaf sprung original style rear end. The differential weighs 125 pounds and it is not easy to get in there. A couple of things I found really useful to fit up into that narrow frame is just a couple of pieces of 3/4 inch tubing. I've actually got them left over from offcuts from making other Cobra parts. All I do with those is slip them over the studs on the differential, and then I can put one of the differential drive flanges diagonally up into the hole of the frame, and then I can rock the other one up into position. When I'm putting this differential in, I actually do it without my side hanger brackets in place, and that is the only way I can fit that thing in there because it is such a tight fit. You can see, speaking of tight fits, you can see I've been going hog wild with the die grinder, opening up the drive flange holes so that I can fit these oversized axles in there with the big 1410 universal joints. When I'm wriggling this 125 pound lump up in there, I do not have my side hanger brackets. I don't have them bolted to the differential, but what I do is I will wriggle them up in there when I get the differential close, and then I will get the top mounts, the top mounting bolts threaded through, and then I will line up the differential and I will put the bolts in place to the side hanger connections. And you can see I'm using the Jag differential bolts with the safety wired heads so that I hopefully never have to go in there again. This differential is pretty neat. It's the Salisbury Jag style differential, but what we've done is we've put Dana 44 internals into the differential, which increases the strength considerably because it increases the spline count considerably. It has Mark Williams stub axles in the sides of it, so those are a racing axle in the side with an increased spline count, and we use a universal yoke on the front instead of a flange yoke, and you finish up with a pretty darn rugged Salisbury style, Jaguar style differential to put in the back end of these things. You can see that I don't have my bottom bracket in place yet, and that's where it attaches on the front of the differential mounts into the frame. I don't have that lower mount in place yet because you can see I've run out of room on this cross member where somebody has put that together without enough of a recess in there to accommodate a drive shaft. So we're working on that little issue next. This is what the lower bracket looks like. So it bolts onto the side of the differential where the lower control arms used to bolt on, and it transmits the mounting locations of the differential forward into the Cobra location that we're using in this application. These are a pretty key part to installing one of these into the differential. The Jag style differentials, there's a stub axle off one. You can see they have a male on the end of the axles, and there is a male on the end of the, there's also a male on the end of the drive flanges. Well, a male doesn't go very well with a male, and in the Jag applications what it was using was the brake rotor in place of this. And so what we're doing is we're taking the brake rotor out of there because we're going to outboard brakes, which you can see on this setup on the car. And we are having to replace a male to a male with this adapter flange in between. So that's how a differential comes, with the brackets for the bottom, the brackets for the sides, and the adapter flanges, so you can bolt the Jaguar style differential right into an original style frame. You'll notice the other thing that I had to do with this, and a couple of things I want to show you. You see all the paint is all scratched up and scun up and beat up, because this is quite an operation to get this into the car, especially by yourself. And then what I've also done to fit it around the 289 frame is I've added an extra elbow on the differential vent, and so you can see how I have that laid out and routed so that it fits in there. Anyway, questions on differential mounting and suspension related issues, give us a holler. Nick from Acton Custom. Thanks.